Hey guys, how's it going? I hope everyone is doing well, day or night, whenever you tune in and see this. So, this is going to be a general reading for Earth sign Virgo for November 9th through November 23rd. And welcome to everyone, whether you're new or coming back. Both are appreciated. And so, this is going to be a general reading. It can cover anything from love, work, friends, family, health, etc. And also, I wanted to mention that this is a timeless reading. So, for some of you guys, it could be, 6 months in the past, 6 months in the future, a year in the past, a year in the future, days, weeks, hours, minutes, seconds, etc. Okay, since it is a general reading, it will resonate for you guys differently. Also wanted to say that since we all have all 12 zodiac signs throughout each of our individual birth charts, we are more than just our sun sign, right? Depending on what's going on in your life, you may resonate more with your sun sign, your rising sign, or even your moon sign or other placements that are really heavy or predominantly in your chart. So that's why I always encourage everyone, if you haven't already, to get a free birth chart online and find out your other placements. Now, going forward, even if you are not a Virgo sun sign, rising Virgo, or have your moon in Virgo, or even Venus in Virgo for your love language and love matters, this reading may still resonate, as again, we all have different placements of each zodiac sign. So we're going to get into it in just a moment here, Virgo. I've shuffled all of your cards, and you have a pretty good reading here. So what else did I want to mention? Oh, yes. So I started doing the astrology notes as a separate video, just in case that's something you want to check out for this individual time period of November 9th through the 23rd. You can always click on my channel and look at the video section and find the other video if that's something that you're interested in. Yes, so let's get into it here, Virgo. I also wanted to say that, I do take one picture at the end. You've seen me before, you kind of know, right, of all of the cards, and I post it. Oh, let me set my timer. That would be helpful. I post it online after the live. So if you want to take a look at that photo while you watch or listen, or just see it in more detail later, all you have to do is click in the description box below and follow the instructions there. All right, so let's get into it. We're going to start here with your cards in the center and then work outwards to your tarot confirmation cards, and then also what's on the top and the bottom of each deck to get even more insight. And then at the very end, we'll do a couple of oracle cards here for you, Virgo. So I'll go ahead and call them out, and then we'll kind of go in order here. So you have the Queen of Cups in reverse, the Three of Sacred Circles. Sorry, let me turn this down. I have a little bit of music just for the dogs so they don't bark. So your second card is the Three of Sacred Circles in reverse. Going forward, you have the Seven of Staves or Seven of Wands right side up, Four of Swords right side up, Six of Swords right side up, and then the King of Cups in the right side up position as well. So we'll kind of start there and then go outwards as the reading dictates. But I also wanted to say that this first row here is energy starting around November 9th. It could be a little bit before, a little bit after. It's not exact. Going through the rest of this week, or since it's already Friday weekend, right, in this first row. And then the second row is energy for that second week till about November 23rd. Again, not exact, okay? And also, if this isn't your energy for you directly, Virgo, it could be the energy of the person that you're dealing with, or if it's multiple people, or even an institution, corporation, general environment situation, okay? So with all that in mind, let's get into it here, Virgo. So we start off with the Queen of Cups in the reverse position as your first card here, Virgo. So this is energy from the recent past that is still kind of lingering around, and it talks about something that isn't emotionally satisfied or fulfilling for you. And it could also be a little bit of stagnant energy, not feeling fully abundant, as far as, yes, abundance is money, but it also could be what you're trying to create in your life, your goals, your manifestations, etc. So there's like a little bit of blockage here, but it doesn't last forever, right? But also it could be you're feeling a lack of support, in this past week or even this weekend coming up. And we'll kind of get into right now why this might be here. okay, because this is where my spirit guides wanted me to talk to you about what's on the top and the bottom of your other deck here that we use. It's the Llewellyn deck is the one with the yellow border, right? Okay, so this is past energy influencing why your first card came out, okay? The Queen of Cups in reverse. So we have the Page of Cups in reverse, and then we have the Ten of Wands in the right side up position. Okay, so this is basically saying here, Virgo, there could have been some type of small communication in the past that you were going to give to someone or someone was going to give to you, or a general small message from the universe, signs from the universe, your guides, guardian angels, past on loved ones, however you respond to it, right? You are watching a tarot reading, so hopefully you know what I'm talking about, right? But this either wasn't well received, didn't happen, or was put on hold, okay? It could also have been some kind of fresh start and a beginning of a cycle or stage or something here that didn't get its energy up enough to get that fresh burst of energy and fresh start, okay? But despite that going on, okay, it's like maybe there was something here with the Ten of Wands in the right side up position, Virgo, where you needed to fully complete an ending first before that fresh start or fresh communication comes in. And that could be why you were feeling a lack of support or emotionally not satisfied yet, okay? Or it could be, again, if it's not you, the other person or people, a general environment situation, right? But this man is walking up to almost the top of the hill. He's carrying all these wands. He's put all this hard work and effort and years into his project. And now he's ready to lay the wands down and then go into the castle in the background, which would be the reward or the comfort or the vacation or, that type of energy. Okay. But because, again, this fresh start or fresh new small communication didn't come through yet, it's because in the recent past there needed to be more of maybe a complete ending for whatever this was, as far as boundaries for this ending, or like making it, when you use your intuition, when something is done for you, right? That's kind of how I would say it. But this could be why we have in the beginning of the reading the Queen of Cups in the reverse position. Now, going forward, you also have as your second card a reverse card, and not all reverse cards are bad, right? But this one, the Three of Sacred Circles, can't talk right now, also known as the Three of Pentacles in reverse. This is also an energy of a little bit of a blockage, right? And for here, it could be that in this present kind of energies of this past week and this upcoming weekend, depending on when you watch this, right, there could be something where you are not seeing something from a higher perspective. You're not all the way in your power. You could be having a harder time, Virgo, as far as stacking your abundance, right, and preparing for the winter. When we think of the bear, which is really tiny in the top of the card when it's right side up, you think of that hibernation, right, and that power, that raw power. So there could be something going on as far as you feeling not fully prepared for whatever this hibernation is of resources or energy in regards to where you currently are, okay? But this doesn't last long, because once you kind of address that energy, here you have your third card here, Virgo, the Seven of Staves, also known as the Seven of Wands in the right side up position. And this is a really beautiful energy of surrendering and being open to, excuse me, some type of spiritual initiation or leveling up in some way. You see this really small person, you can't tell if it's a man or a woman, right? And they're sitting at the bottom of this huge Egyptian temple, okay? But what's important is they have their hands open, ready to receive. Like, I am ready for this next step. I'm open, I'm thankful, right? And we know, just as a kind of a generalization, but the more thankful and open that you are to receive more blessings, the more likely it's going to come in. So this is really nice card to see here, Virgo, for you, especially following those first two. That was just a little bit of a blockage, or just kind of reminding yourself about certain things, okay? So now, going forward, there is something here, Virgo, as far as, hold me, it's a little too quiet. I just like a little bit for the dogs. so they don't be acting crazy. But there is something here, Virgo, as well, because you have these two swords cards in the right side up position. And normally I like to see the swords cards in the reverse position, right? So this is basically saying here, Virgo, with the four of swords in the right side up position, that there could be, for some of you guys, some type of overthinking stuck in your head, anxiety, worry, that you are trying to hide from other people or even from yourself, right? And again, if this isn't Virgo, if this isn't you, Virgo, it could be the person or people you're dealing with or general environment situation. But you see this kind of Japanese woman and she's trying to bury this sword, but you shouldn't bury it, right? You need to take it out, even if it's painful, whatever it is, and work through it. Now it looks like right away that you are actually trying to do that, right? And again, this is more coming into next weekend, next week's energy and weekend, right, till about the 23rd, okay? Because then you have the Six of Swords in the right side up position. So there's still a lot of anxiety, worry, and overthinking here. But here you see this Japanese man, and he's trying to meditate. There's water in the background, right? So the water represents the emotions in tarot. So he's trying to master his emotions and not let it cloud his judgment and go into those things I mentioned that the swords kind of represent, okay? So it really looks like you are trying here, okay, in the middle of next week or so. And now your last card in the main six, very nice to see and wonderful, right? You have the King of Cups in the right side up position. So here you are with you're standing in your power. You have more support around you. People look up to you, come to you for help and advice, right? But you also have this responsibility of taking care of the kingdom and being a leader in some way, okay? But you are emotionally fulfilled and satisfied in this placement, okay? So again, it doesn't necessarily have to be you, Virgo. It could be someone around you that's like representing these qualities, and then maybe it's even influencing you to step into your own power and your own leadership role or your own emotional satisfaction, you know, whatever that may be. Okay. So with that being said, now let's get into your tarot confirmation cards. I'll call them out and then we'll go in order. So your first one is the Chariot in the reverse position, and then you have the Moon right side up and the Ten of Swords right side up. So the first two are past energy. So the Chariot in reverse is past energy. And so this is, I would say, definitely stagnant energy, right? If it's forward, he's moving forward on the Chariot fast, right? It's forward momentum, positive energy, balancing of masculine and feminine energies. But here it's a little bit of a blockage and slowing down of energy, maybe a harder time in some aspect of either you yourself or other people you're dealing with, balancing the masculine and feminine energies, or just a blockage, right, of that stagnant energy. Now, when we're talking about this Chariot in reverse, this is actually where my spirit guides wanted me to talk to you about what's on the top and the bottom of your other deck here, right? So you have the Eight of Staves in the reverse position, also known as Eight of Wands, okay? And then you have King of Staves in the right side up position, or King of Wands. So again, this kind of brings back a little bit like your first past card that was on the top of your other deck, where there was some type of communication in the recent past that didn't happen, was put on hold, or wasn't well received. There was something about either your instincts or the other person's or people's instincts or the general environment's kind of instincts that you were dealing with, right? Because when this is normally right side up, you see these not eight birds, but you see eight wands or staves, you know, flying really fast at the birds here. And they're kind of taken off guard, and that's the instincts, and they're flying away and trying to protect themselves. So when it's in reverse, it's like whatever this small, whether it's, this doesn't necessarily say it's a small communication, but whatever this communication was in the past that you wanted to give to someone or someone wanted to give to you, or a general communication from the universe as far as signs from your spirit guides, guardian angels, signs in general in the universe, it it wasn't received well or didn't fully happen, or it didn't get the response when we talk about instincts that you wanted or the other person wanted. And that's perhaps why we have, the chariot in the reverse position of that stagnant energy, and also the emotions with all this water. I mean, he's charging through the water on the horse, right? But even if it's reversed, he's still in the water. So it's still kind of like somebody's trying to figure out here what's going on as far as their emotions and their instincts in response to some type of communication. Now, despite all of that, right, you also have on the bottom of your deck here the King of Staves in the right side up position, and that's your second king. Remember, one is past and one is future, okay? But here he is, very confident Egyptian man, right, and he's got a lion on each side. So this represents passion, forward momentum, creative energy, courage of the lion, right? Like very fiery kind of energy. So, when this is kind of like in the background of this chariot in reverse, and the chariot is in here, and it's confirming, right? Because it's a confirming card. The Queen of Cups in reverse and the Four of Swords right side up. It's basically saying, whatever is not emotionally fulfilling for you, Virgo, or the other person, general environment situation, where you're not feeling enough support, you need to really pay attention to your emotions, right? And not bury them. And so maybe this is saying you need to reach out to your own support system, whether it's friends, family, healthcare worker, etc., right? But you can't bury this, okay? So, we kind of already talked about it earlier, but just confirming a little reminder. Okay, so now going forward here, your second confirmation card is the moon. Now, I forgot to mention in the beginning of the reading, I tried to call out which zodiac signs I see as far as in the major arcana in your reading. So you really only have, well, I would actually say you have Pisces and Scorpio energy here in your reading. Sometimes it's more signs, but sometimes it's less. So it could mean for some of you guys absolutely nothing. For the other group of you guys, maybe you're dealing with a Pisces or a Scorpio, or you have a lot of that in your chart, or they do, etc. Right? But when we talk about the Pisces energy, we're talking about the moon card here, your second tarot confirmation card. Okay, so again, we have this water, the emotions, and this is past energy too here, Virgo. So in the recent past, maybe you didn't have enough information to see something clearly, and you were struggling to try to find some type of wisdom with the owl, right? So I always like to use with the moon card the example of a coat rack. So at night, when you turn off the light, if there's coats hanging on the rack, it could look like a person or a monster or something, right? Almost like when you're a little kid. So when you turn on the light, you see, oh, it's just the coat rack and the coat's like, okay. So this is like you didn't have in the past some type of illumination that you needed. But also the moon card also has a lot of creativity side to it too. So it's almost like if you use that dreamy Pisces, which I think tonight when I'm filming this, on the East Coast in the States anyway, it's a Pisces moon here. So that's kind of funny. But yeah, there is just you trying to, or the other person, a general environment situation, get more information. So as long as you use the creative, dreamy Neptune kind of Pisces energy, but don't take it to the extreme where then you don't know the difference between reality and non-reality, okay? And also as far as when you talk about like drugs and being under the influence, it's always can be tricky with the moon card as well. But that's not what I'm saying as far as your reading here, but it's just something to keep in mind. All right, now moving forward, this moon card, what is it doing here? It is confirming the Three of Sacred Circles in reverse and the Six of Swords in the right side up position. So this is saying here, Virgo, that in the recent past, as far as you having, a difficult time juggling, preparing for some type of hibernation or seeing something from a larger perspective, it was because you didn't have all the information and you were still trying to process your emotions, kind of just like the chariot that we talked about, right? But here we see also in your present current energies that you're really working on it, okay? And you're not bearing it anymore like you had been before with the Four of Swords. Here, you're Six of Swords, so you're slowly, hopefully working on that, okay? That's how I see it anyway here. So now moving forward, your third confirmation card, is more positive, is more possible future energy, you know, current energy, not necessarily past. The first two are usually past energy, and the third is future energy, okay? And here you have the Ten of Swords. So most people are like, oh shit, it's the Ten of Swords. This girl is exhausted, and there's all these swords all over her, right? Not the best energy. But because it is confirming these other two really positive cards, I feel like it's just a reminder here for you, Virgo, saying, keep your emotions in check, okay? Keep checking on them, and don't exhaust yourself or burn yourself out, because you are going through some type of spiritual initiation where you're being open and receiving and thankful for what you currently have in the universe. So don't let that take you to the point where you're open too much and then your emotions get confused and you get tired. So kind of balance that out so you can have that king energy too, of the emotional fulfillment, emotional satisfaction, and also emotional boundaries, priorities, okay? But I really do feel like this is a beautiful reading for you here. Even though your last confirmation card looks really scary, I feel like it's just kind of a reminder to keep things in check, okay? All right, now Virgo, real quick before you go, let's get your little oracle cards here. And it's so funny, you have the moon again. That's not the name of the card, but you'll see the moon in the card. Okay, so you have the cosmos, and it talks about creativity and vastness, the vast energy of the universe. And just put it alongside the other moon card. Okay, see the little moon face there at the top? So this is also just a reminder for this time, a message for certain few of you, or some of all of you, so how it resonates, right? Just to keep that creativity and that open vastness feeling too, right? Of being open to the universe with the Seven of Staves, Seven of Wands energy. Okay, just don't let it go too far. All right. Now moving forward, your second oracle card for love oracle message, whether you're watching for romantic love or platonic love of friends or family, or even self-love, it's really cute. This woman is offering some flowers to some kind of god statue here, right? And it looks very Greek to me. But it says, stay optimistic about your love life. Positive thinking and faith will bring you romance, okay? So this one is definitely, self-explanatory as far as romantic love, but you could take it also to say, stay optimistic about your friends and family situation. Positive thinking and faith will bring you more time and more appreciation and reciprocal energy with friends or family, okay? And then also, if it's about self-love, right, you could say, I'm going to stay optimistic about loving myself. Positive thinking and faith will bring me more self-love, right? Okay. And then your last oracle card here, Virgo, is really cute. It's the panda. So, hey, y'all. I think you used to get this card a lot in the past when I was still living in California. I feel like you got this panda card a lot, but I'll have to go back and check. Anyway, the message is, create a sacred space for yourself in your home and or place of work. All right. So, when we talk about the typical, stereotypical Virgo energy of, can be very organized, right? Not just organization as far as the earth grounding energy and being like nitpicky for some if you get really into your cleaning, right? But this is more about make some area a creative, sacred space for you to use, in times where you need to recharge yourself, So I would put that too with the Ten of Swords in the right side up position. So as long as you can do this, Virgo, you won't be like this lady completely exhausted with the swords in her. Okay, so make your make your sacred space for yourself to recharge. All right. I kind of had trouble getting that out, but I got it out. So anyway, Virgo, that is your reading. And thank you guys so much, as always, for your likes, for your shares, and your subscriptions. It is free. It just notifies you when I put out new videos. And when you like the video, not only does it let me know that you liked it, it also tells YouTube to have that certain algorithm where more people can see it. So it is definitely a free way to help support my channel. So, but you don't have to, of course. So whatever you guys feel comfortable doing. So hopefully I'll come back here in a little bit with Leo if you want to join me for that one too, but you don't have to. So if I don't see you or feel you guys in the next one, I will see you guys later. All right, so take care. Bye.